up. Who will it be? Who'll be the kings? It's a once in a lifetime chance. You're on the edge of your seat. Feelings running high. They're the best in the world. They make that white ball fly. Who will it be? Who'll be the kings? It's a once in a lifetime chance. Who rule the world? Who rule the world? It's great to be here. Gotta see who rule the world. New Zealand, Zimbabwe, England, Pakistan, the West Indies, South Africa, Sri Lanka, India, Australia. Come on, rule the world. It's the dream of every man to play the best that he can. It's that fire deep inside that keeps this game alive. Who rule the world? Who rule the world? Who rule the world? It's great to be here. Gotta see who rule the world. Who rule the world? It's great to be here. Gotta see who rule the
Well, it was about to conclude the 33 days of excitement carnival to end. After 36 group round matches and 2 knockout semi-finals, 2 great cricketing teams of the planet Earth marched to the Melbourne for the big final on March 25, 1992. It was record-breaking. 87,312 spectators gathered to Melbourne Cricket Ground to witness this big final. This is England's 3rd appearance in the finals, whereas Pakistan's first. Imran's Pakistan team was the 2nd ever Asian team to make to final after Kapil Dev's magical 83 Indian team. Both teams meet for one rain-interrupted game in Adelaide on March 1. Pakistan batting lineup collapse in front of English seamers. They got themselves all out for just 74 runs.
And that is out. Oh, a magnificent catch. That's a great catch by Alex Stewart. That's out. Jack it back on. Oh, it could be out. Could be out. Facing small. And that is out. And that's a great catch again by Stewart. Epitome of economy. And that could be out. In fact, it is. Definitely taking the catch.
Easy 75 runs target in front of mighty English batting lineup. But after playing just 8 overs, the match has to be stopped due to wet conditions. England were 24 for 1 wicket at that moment, and rain saved a humiliated defeat for Pakistan.
Great shot. Wonderful square drive. Put it again about the line dribble. Should we stay on? Should we go off? Pakistani dealing, finishing it. Want them to drift towards to get to the pitch and towards the dressing room. This beer down like a room to the dressing room. Oh, they're going on. Oh, they're finally decided to go on.
From the day 1 onwards, Pakistan struggled with several issues. Injuries, bad form, etc. So, they came with a theme of cornered tigers into the finals.
So you got your tiger on again. You want them to play like cornered tigers?
Yes, that's the motto recently, and they've done a great job. They've played like tigers, especially the younger boys. They haven't been overawed by any situation.
So, this day begins in cricketing world once in 4 years. Both skippers Gooch and Imran's ultimate wish was to lift this trophy and gain the ultimate glory to their motherland for the first time. Both skippers having high hopes about their playing 11. Both knew if you lift this trophy, you will become national heroes. Imran read the coin correctly and he decided to bat first. But Pringle stood like a real giant in front of Pakistan's Way once again. After losing both in-form openers cheaply, Pakistan's most experienced campaigners joined together and built the innings. But they not getting enough runs. Even after 25 overs they scored just 72 runs for 2 wickets, it's just 2.07 runs per over. English bowlers tighten Pakistan run flow, especially Pringle and de Freitas. Finally a long stand comes to an end in the 40th over. Before departs Myandad crosses 1,000 runs in the World Cup as the first ever batsman to achieve this milestone. Haq joined Imran and he played a same innings just like in semi-finals. In the 44th over Imran departs after scoring 72 off 110 deliveries, a true master-class innings from a captain. Akram came and joined Haq and destroyed the English attack and they pushed the Pakistan score to 249 in their 50-over mark. So to win the title England has to maintain 5 runs per over in front of mighty Pakistan bowling attack. Akram draw the first blood by removing Botham for 0. On the 8th over England lost their vice-captain and in-form batsman Stewart for 7. Haq and Akram starts building the innings but Mushtaq removed Haq in the 20th over. Sooner Mushtaq fires again and this time he got the wicket of Akram. Then Fairbrother and Lamb starts to recover the innings. But on the 35th over Imran took the best decision as an experienced captain, he called Wasim for the attack again, which is the turning point of the match. Fairbrother's dismissal on the 43rd over was the last nail of England's coffin. Skipper Imran bowls the last over of the tournament and he got the wicket of Illingworth as the last man. This was the biggest win in Pakistan cricketing history and Imran showcased his ability as a leader to the whole world. Not only to Pakistan he brought glory to entire South Asian region. So the tournament ended with lots of memories. More than 1 million spectators witnessed this cricket carnival and more than 60 million gathered across the globe in front of their televisions to watch these battles. Due to their bad performance against England before the World Cup, New Zealand skipper Martin Crowe was criticised badly. But he has ended up the tour like a real hero and nominated as the man of the series. Also, he was the highest run getter of the whole tournament. Both Myandad and Kirsten able to cross 400 runs mark and apart from these 3, 8 other batsmen able to score more than 300 runs. Sri Lankan former captain Arjuna Ranathanga scored 262 runs and ended up as the rank number 17th. South Africa brought different color to this tournament after entering international level cricket after 21 years. They too went back to their home like heroes. It was a dawn of a new era for South Africa. In one hand, their Nobel Peace Prize laureate President, Frederick de Klerk has introduced plans for sweeping reforms of the political system and on the other hand their cricket team rocked the sporting world. Also this World Cup gave stage to some youngsters to lay their foundations as rising stars. Compared to previous tournaments this time handful of new faces introduced like, Sachin Tendulkar, Inzamam-ul-Haq, Brian Lara and Andrew Hudson. Altogether there are 8 centuries scored. And both Ramesh and Boone scored 2 each. Just like the previous tournaments none of the Sri Lankan were able to cross the mark of triple figures this time as well. Arjuna scored 88 not out as their highest score and it was the 16th best score of the list. Myandad showcase how experience matters. He was the pillar of Pakistan victory march from the beginning. He scored the most number of 50s. Crowe, Ajharuddin, Kirsten, and Lara score 50s in 4 occasions. One notable thing is except Myandad none of top players listed here scored a half-century against Sri Lanka. Also the boundary table fully dominated by Kiwis. New Zealand dashing opener Mark Greatbatch scored 13 sixes and none were able to pass 2-digit mark in this area. When it comes to boundaries both Martin Crowe and Lara passed the 40 runs milestone. Pakistan skipper Imran, Indian captain Azharuddin, Kapil Dev, David Boone, Mark Greatbatch, and Arjuna Ranathanga was able to keep their supremacy. As a veteran campaigner both Imran and Kapil performed with their bat and ball. Arjuna show up as a bowler after some time and he took some much needed wickets. Chris Lewis maintained the highest strike rate. And surprisingly there are 4 Indian batters in the top 10 list. From Sri Lanka's point of view youngster Sanath Jayasuriya was the top performer from their camp. He scored 74 runs in his 6 matches with a strike rate of 90.24 with 5 boundaries and 2 sixes. In the list he has the 18th position. Zimbabwe off-spinner John Traycos was the oldest in the tournament and he was 42. In the tournament he has played all 8 matches and scored 35 runs and bagged 6 wickets. From the bowling lineup he and Ian Butcher took 6 wickets and jointly held the 2nd position in Zimbabwe list.
Let's have a look. Pitching just outside off.
Just brushed the off stump, didn't it?
Well, I think it was bowled without question. Bail comes off before...
Alan Border and Graham Gooch indicates that they have reached their last lag of international career. It was a total chaos series for Alan Border. He scored only 60 runs in the whole tournament with highest score of 22 runs. English skipper Gooch had some success in the bat compared to Border. He scored 216 runs with 3 fine 50s. But he seems struggle to maintain his fitness. He has to step down from playing 11 in few occasions. Also veteran fast bowler Malcolm Marshall stepped down from international stage. It was not a good tour for Marshall as well as for the West Indies team. He played only 5 games in the series and scored just 16 runs and grabbed only 2 wickets.
He's gone! Diving away to his right, little David.
This right-arm fast Barbados player played 136 matches during his tenure and grabbed 157 one-day wickets during his 12 years tenure in one-day arena. This fine all-rounder scored 955 runs in the bat including 2 50s. Surprisingly, he was not being able to get any 5 wickets haul, and his best one-day figures was 4 for 18 runs vs Australia, Melbourne in 1991.
Got him, out, caught, no trouble. Well, Dean Jones on his... Making it a bit hard to get the timing right. The timing was got right by Richie Richardson. Driving forward, Jeffrey Marsh trying to push the scoring rate up.
As we see Malcolm Marshall.
Oh, big appeal, yes, he's gone. That looked to me as if it kept a little low.
It was a disaster few weeks for Indian opener Krish Shrikant. He dismissed 3 times for a duck and scored only 117 runs in his 8 matches. Before this series he was out for duck only once in their memorable World Cup of 1983. In 1987 he was the 3rd highest scoring batsman in Indian lineup. After him, Ijaz Ahmed, Craig McDermott, Chris Lewis and Andy Pycroft scored 2 ducks each.
Catch, what a gem of a catch, was off the leading edge and he went up, it was a great mark.
When it comes to partnerships there were century stands for first 5 wickets. West Indies team dominate this area booking 3 partnerships under their name. New Zealand having 2 partnerships under their name, and Team Sri Lanka contributed for 2 record-breaking stands in the latter part of the innings. Altogether there were 23 century stands in the series. The game between Sri Lanka and Zimbabwe was a memorable one. There were 10 occasions teams were able to cross 250 runs mark. Out of the top 10 list, 4 times Zimbabwe was at the receiving end and Sri Lanka 3 times. There were not much records from the bowlers. However, man of the final Wasim Akram ended up as the most wicket-taking bowler. Botham, Mushtaq, and Harris also crossed the 15 wickets mark. 13 bowlers able to cross past 10 wickets mark. Out of the list only 1 spinner, Mushtaq Ahmed. There are no single Australian or Sri Lankan bowler in the top list. Mike Whitney was the leading wicket-taker from Australian camp with 9 wickets. From Sri Lanka's point of view, Pramodiya Wickramasinghe was the leader with 7 wickets. But he ranked as the 32nd in the list. Undoubtedly New Zealand trump card Deepak Patel was the most economical bowler out of the list, even though he ranked number 3 among the lists. Both Patterson and Henry played just 1 match each, even though they are holding the first 2 positions. Bringing Patel as an opening bowler is one of the most successful experiment during the tournament. In the top list there are 4 English bowlers, which showcases how much of a pressure they build against their opponents. 2 opening bowling duo from Australia holding number 4 and 6 positions, even though they not appear in top wicket takers list. From Sri Lankan point of view, Don Anuraziri at the number 12 with economy rate of 3.68. Wasim Akram gave away 22 no balls and 48 wides in the tour, and he is the bowler with the highest number of extras. Both Kapila and Champika too have the same issue. Kapila bowled 13 no balls and Chamika bowled 11. In addition to that, Champika bowled 15 wide balls and Kapila with 3 wide balls. It's difficult to team like Sri Lanka to cooperate this type of issue, as they don't have a strong batting lineup to catch these lags. South African Merrick Pringle had the best bowling figure record for a match. He took 4 against mighty West Indies for just 11 runs. Apart from him, another 7 bowlers able to cross 4 wickets mark in an innings. None of them able to do the same twice, and more importantly no 5 wickets haul in this entire tournament. That is a very wired record in World Cup history, and this is the first time this type of situation occurs. South African skipper Wessels was the most successful man in the field, grabbing 7 catches safely. 4 English fielders in the top 10 list, which again justify their supremacy in the field. Even though he failed in the bat, Alan Border earned himself a place in top catchers list. With his safe 2 blinders in the game against South Africa, Sanath Jayasuriya was at number 10. In addition to that, Reeve, Idges, and Border able to grab 3 catches in an innings. And his wicket-keeper Richardson was the top among wicket-keepers list with 15 dismissals. David Williams and Moin Khan able to cross the 10 dismissal mark. David Williams took 4 dismissals as 4 wickets, which is the highest in an innings. Hashan ranked among the list as number 8 with 7 dismissals with 6 catches and a stumping. From Australia point of view, David Boone was behind the wicket for just one occasion to cover Ian Healy. 2 Sri Lankan pacemen were not called for the side after this World Cup. They are Graham Labrui and Kapila Wijgunawardene. So technically this is their last time to wear Sri Lankan cricketing jersey. They both 28 at that time. Graham Labrui won Sri Lankan cap for one-day internationals back in 1986 at Sharjah against India. His first ever one-day victim was legendary Indian batsman Sunil Gavaskar. Since then he represents Sri Lanka for 44 one-day matches, and his career spans for 6 years. Most of the time we contribute his pinch-hitting skills as a low-order batsman. So in his 44 matches he scored 249 runs with strike rate of 71.14. And with his right arm seam ball he was able to grab 45 wickets with best figures of 5 for 57 against India in 1987 at Vadodara. In addition to that he bowled 4 for 39 against Australia at Melbourne back in 1988. In addition to that he took 8 catches. There were not much cricket played in Sri Lanka those days, so Labrui never got a chance to play in front of their home crowd. So all his matches were played in either neutral venues or away. So in front of local audience he has to satisfy with his tenure with Colombo Cricket Club.
That's top edge. Can he get it? He's getting under it. Great catch, jam.
Like Labrui, Kapila too starts his cricketing career with Colombo Cricket Club as a medium pace bowler. He won his first cap back in 1988 against Pakistan at Dhaka. On his debut he took 2 wickets for 29 in his 8 overs including a maiden. And his first ever victim was Pakistan opener Amir Malik. Since then he played for 26 one-day matches in his career span of 4 years.
Stand is split.
He batted in low order, mostly last man, and not showcase any remarkable innings in his bat. He scored just 20 runs with the highest score of 8 not out against India. And with the ball he took 25 wickets with the best bowling performance of 4 for 49 against India at Dhaka in 1988. He breaks the Indian middle and low order down to the ground, and due to his performance Sri Lankans were able to win the match by 17 runs. In the field he took 3 catches. Kapila also shares the same fate as Labrui. He too never got an opportunity to play in front of their home crowd due to lack of international presence in Sri Lankan grounds. So he too had to satisfy playing in overseas and neutral venues.
It's now 2 for 53.
Just when it was starting to look so comfortable for Pakistan, you can't afford to relax. Good opening stand of 46. And then Kapila Wijgunawardene traps him in front. A big shout. And again, a second reason for enjoyment from the Sri Lankans. So 2 down now. The game's starting to swing around. Kapila Wijgunawardene.
What a catch. What a great catch. Soka de Silva. Getting further up in the air than most leg spinners I can remember to take a super catch.
There's just been a little lull in this match here. A rush of blood. A telescopic arm. And Soka de Silva pulls off an unbelievable catch. A Sri Lankan hero.
That conclude the series. Like previous series, Sri Lanka not being able to progress beyond group stage. But so far this is the best tournament for them. First time they have 2 wins in a single series. In addition to that, crosses 300 mark in an innings for the first time and built a century stand for the first time. Players like Athula, Mahanama start to shine, and Mahanama came back strongly as an opening batsman. He scored 3 consecutive half-centuries.
Back, so 2 runs to Mahanama, and he brings up his 50s onto 51.
Players like Sanath Jayasurya, Pramadiya Wickramasinghe indicates that team like Sri Lanka can play the role of black horse near future.
My word, that gives the Sri Lankans an enormous amount of heart. Rhodes is out, the key man's gone. 153 for 6. Rhodes out for 28. Yes, we're going to see here in the replay, he just didn't quite get to the pitch of that one, but what a catch, Peter. Look at that, one-handed. It's incredible, isn't it? So when things are going your way and you're running hot...
Asanka Garuzinghe was the main anchor for Sri Lankan lineup till date. But it seems he lost his rhythm with his new promotion as a vice-captain. After the tour he stepped down from his leadership position and decided to focus on his role as a senior batsman.
And that is typical.
Only world-class level batsman in the house, skipper Aravinda too distracted due to his captaincy position. He scored his 1 and only 50 as a captain during this tour. He too steps down from main driving position and start playing as the deputy under Arjuna.
Got an edge, it'll be 4. My word, he went for that again, trying to hit it over cover. Raced away for 4. 12th man, Marlon von Hart, delighted there in the dressing room. Charge, he's got a top edge, there's a man down there, it's Ross, needs to go up, can he get to it? It's 6, what a way to win a match, a top edge for 6. Aravinda de Silva, the hero, trying to hoik McDermott down the ground, got a top edge and flew all the way, the 70 metres to the spine leg boundary, and the static dressing room. Sri Lanka win their first Benson and Hedges World Series Cup match in a good performance by 4 wickets.
Good series for Arjuna. He gave answers to all the critics to his selection with his bat. He was the pillar of 2 Sri Lankan victories. He was appointed back as a captain again. His task is to bring all the seniors and juniors under one umbrella, guide them to eternal glory. Even though he kept outside thus far, he is the man built to do this job.
A half century for the Sri Lankan captain.
They earned their full member status from ICC nearly 10 years ago. They are very young into cricket arena. But his young lion cubs already showcase their ability for hunting. Lions don't require to train, in time they will grow and start ruling. Still it's a down for them, and there is a high hope they can do something different under the captaincy of Arjuna. Only time will tell.